Welcome to the Mrs. V Night Shift. I'm Mrs. V and we're here. We're at the Hotel Centennial with the wonderful Justin North, who is chef extraordinaire, so welcome.
Thank you for having me and welcome to Hotel Centennial.
I know, I do actually love this place. I have been here quite a few times.
Wonderful.
But I wanted to really kind of celebrate the kitchen. I tell you, in the last hour, it has been like 20 people, it seems, behind there. So I'm a little bit grateful for a little bit of quietness.
Well, it's good timing. It's just started to die down.
That's very good, very grateful. So how we do it today is I just want to talk about how was your day today? What was your day like?
My day today was, it was busy. It always starts off in a whole lot of different ways, whether it's meetings or markets or getting menus ready or at the gym or whatever. Today was making lunch and little carrot batons for my kids. So that was my first task. Well, getting them breakfast was, and then off to school. And then I pretty much came here and just going through like the day's specials, getting ready for lunch. We're setting up a new business, Hotel Centennial as well, doing events and catering. So we're in the process of doing the branding and the logo. So most of the afternoon was spent on that. A little bit of time looking at a marketing plan because we've got so many exciting events coming up in September, new spring menu. We've got a friends and family offer. There's heaps of stuff coming up. So we've been getting ready for that and then straight into dinner. So we had a pretty big night tonight. We had about probably 85, 90 in the dining room. And then we had 20 people on the high table and then a group in the bar. So it was sort of
You've got to understand what he does. I came to one of the tables,
the high table,
the high table with the growers, and I had this. It was. I'm not a foodie. I love food, but I don't understand it or appreciate it enough. But oh my God, it was incredible. Like the flavours I've never tasted, and just this beautiful fresh produce.
Well, it's a wonderful celebration of local and freshness and beautiful, and it's just, like you do taste the difference from, someone who's really passionate, grows stuff, and you go and pick it and it's there and it's available straight away, rather than produce that's been sitting around in a warehouse for days, weeks, months. You really, really do notice a difference.
Massive difference. And what I love about the high table, it was great because I was sitting right next to the grower and I could talk about where it was from. It was an awesome day, so I highly recommend them.
Indeed.
So my day was exactly the same. No, nothing like yours. But it was very busy and actually I can't even remember. Isn't it terrible? It just feels like a year ago.
Well, when you asked me, I was about like,
I know. No, you did very well. Again, very busy day, getting ready for tonight, and because we love going out. I'm normally at home. We don't go out a lot, but I just love coming into where people are in their homes, and for you, this is definitely like home. That's
because we wanted to make this a home away from home and make it really sort of residential, nice, beautiful place for the locals just to come, and so it's not too hoity-toity, nice relaxed service, beautiful food, comfortable, and just easy for people to have a nice cocktail, have a beautiful event, a nice dinner, whatever the occasion. Just make it easy for people.
And you do, I have to say. So we've talked about the day. We've done that. I forgot to put the card up. And this next one is about Dear Mrs. V.
Dear Mrs. V.
The question was, and I'm actually saying it to you.
Right.
Does your passion wane from your food? I mean, has it changed?
My which passion?
Your passion for food. Has it changed?
No. It evolves, I guess. Yeah, it's an interesting question because I think if anything it just gets more and more and more addictive, more and more exciting. The more you know and the more uncover, the more you want to know, the more you want to cook. So it does, but it's very emotional driven as well. Like you need to stay in a good state because if you're feeling heavy, if you're feeling tired, it's a massive day and it's hard and it can drag you down. So you really need to be in quite a good, strong frame of mind to keep positive and keep excited, and you've got to keep testing, you've got to keep challenging yourself, you've got to keep research is a really big one to keep you inspired. Whether it's researching ingredients and talking to the growers, like we're talking about, like going out to a farm and being on a farm with a grower is just absolutely phenomenal. Like you leave there, it's so buzzing. But just as much as that humble rural community feel is to going on a massive trip to whether it's New York, Paris, London to research the latest trends. We did that before we launched our new brunch. So I mean, it's the other end of the scale, but it's really, really important to keep in touch with what's going on around the world.
And you love that, and I think that's the passion. Because what you don't know about Justin too is he's had a massive health change, and he really got to focus on, understanding your needs as a chef to tune in and healthy eating. And I think, so you
Well,
live
if I
and
didn't
breathe.
change the way I was, I would have been dead. Absolutely no question. I know it. From when I was 25 or whatever, and 130 kilo and a cigarette smoking, beer guzzling, old school chef, you know.
Oh, right. And then that came, well, you see, and it's your living proof because you walk and talk it. I love it. So the next question is the shift list. What is the most important shift in your life?
I've had many, but I reckon the one that's probably stays with me pretty much every day would be, I was once asked to take whatever time I needed to think and prioritise the 3 most important things in my life, or to, I guess, to analyse who I am, what drives me and what I want to be. And therefore, from that point on, when I decided what those most important things were in my life, like the most important attributes, or, you know, or to really try and understand who you are, cutting through the bullshit and just absolutely being completely honest with yourself, and discovering those 3 things, and which now sort of guide any decision I make in my life, whether it's career decisions, whether it's family decisions, whether it's going out on the bender decisions, whatever it is, or things you eat or whatever, it all comes back to, is that going to be a positive effect on those 3 things that mean the most to me?
I love that. That is awesome. And it is true. It's funny. I remember ages ago someone who is a therapist actually said to me, you already decide what you're going to do before you go out. So if, for example, you're going to go and have a bender, you decide beforehand, like, I'm going to do that for whatever reason. But just bringing some consciousness into it changes everything.
And it gives perspective on stuff. Like, if when I was younger, you'll just sort of live on emotion and you'll just go, you know, we're going out, or we're going to do this, we're going to do that, but without any real purpose or reason. So it does make you, as you say, stop, think, and make that conscious thing, put boundaries in, whatever it is. So I guess, and that comes back to being a father as well, and doing the right thing for your children and your family and your partner and your career. You know, those are the 3 biggest things, I guess, in my life. So.
I love that. That's just definitely on the shift list. Thank you. And what is the best advice that you've ever received?
From a very good friend of mine, and it was to give everything and not hold back. You know, like, I think sometimes when you're younger as a chef, you sort of go, well, I'll keep that idea for later, or I'll hold that back, or whatever. But to play full out and give it your all, and be in a really good state, that you feel healthy, fresh, fit, and you're able to give everything during your day, whether that means being a great mum or a great dad to your kids and being present, being with them, whether that means giving everything, whether it's in the office, in the kitchen, wherever it is, or just to your health and being in a good condition where you feel good. And it's different for everyone, you know, like I know what gets me in that big state, and I love that now, and when I'm not in that, I feel bad, and I don't, you know, I need to get back in it. So it's sort of, you're a bit more in control, I think.
Yes, I think, and this is the thing, I don't think people understand that when you are responsible, even though that feels scary, you actually are in control. It gives you freedom and power.
Yeah, it does.
Love that advice. I love that. Okay, so best tool.
My best tool?
Yes, personal development tool for challenges. What do you use?
I reckon it's breathing. I know. I was like, hang on a minute. What is big knives and all? No, I think breathing is probably the biggest thing for me. Breathing is, because it makes you stop. And I used to do Pilates years ago, all about the core strength and stuff, which is really good for chefing and that. But I did a breathing class once where I laid on a mat and sort of it was weird. And then sort of, you know, with deep breathing into your stomach and just sort of holding the breath and just doing like a really full sort of breath and a slow exhale, and the way it sort of changes and calms you and it brings you back to sort of center, and it ties me back to those other things of, you know, being in a good state to handle if it's a drama or whatever, or reprioritising those 3 things we talked about at the beginning or whatever. It just sort of makes you stop, calm for a minute and think things through, and just have a bit of I've never done meditation, I don't quite understand it, but it's sort of, I think it is giving you some sort of meditative state to handle whatever it is, whether it's, you know, if you're going out to do a cooking show and you're really nervous, but just to stop for a minute, you know, be grounded on your feet, take a couple of really deep breaths, you know, that's a really valuable tool, I think, for lots of different situations.
Definitely. Breathing is, I know for me at night, if I just, because I forget to breathe. I actually just hold my breath. When I'm editing, I'm on doing things, I just go, oh my God, I've been holding my breath.
You catch yourself and you're doing these little shallow, weird breaths.
I was like, So the thing is that I when I become conscious of it, it really helps it. And even, you know, if I can't sleep and I just think about my breath. Because meditation is that where you, for me, it's your mind of breathing, you're just focusing on your breathing, and then a thought will come, I have to do the shopping, and then you'll come back to the breathing. So it's,
But that long, slow, sort of strong exhale, and you can feel everything just going, oh wow, that's good. You know, the shoulders drop and you can just feel it.
No, it's good.
Yeah, I like it.
So tell me, very important for you, who uses a lot of product, what's your favourite Australian product? You might have a specific one. But
yeah, look, I think it's product, it's produce for me. I mean, I love local produce, and we're working on a project up in the Hunter Valley, a farm which is owned by the owners of the Hotel Centennial. So we're growing our own vegetables and stuff now. So to get the quality of that and how vibrant it is, how beautiful it is, the flavour of it, you know, when it comes down, it's picked that morning, comes to us in the afternoon, it's just stunning. And that along with, you know, like, I don't know, Cocoa chocolate, and there's, you know, and Pierre is doing the beautiful pipi butter.
Oh, yeah, gorgeous.
Like the good thing about Sydney and Australia now is that there's so much wonderful, wonderful produce, and you're surrounded by it, and anyone can tap into it. Whereas years ago it was hard to get, hard to find, and now it's just there. So I think that would have to be my favourite Australian product.
I love it. We love it. That's what we need more of. Now, very interesting. I want to know what your nightcap is.
Ah, well, that's a teacup. You know, I have two, and it depends on. One is much more common than the other. Generally, a nice cup of Lady Grey tea.
Lady Grey tea?
Yeah.
I've never heard of that.
Yeah, so it's like an Earl Grey.
Yes.
But the Lady Grey's is a little bit more delicate, so it's nice at night time. It's a bit more, whether you have a black or a little dash of milk or whatever. My dear old mother introduced it to me years ago. The other one, very different end of the scale, but a New York old-fashioned. Like, I love making like beautiful, clean caramelized stock syrup, infusing it with whether it's tea or vanilla, nice barrel-aged bourbon. And whether it's grapefruit peel or whatever, and then
I'm gonna have to come back and try
just a nice
these.
slow mix over lots of ice, and then a big fat crystal, and just to really savour the mouthful. So it's not about getting pissed; it's about sort of doing a really artisan, beautiful, well-crafted classic cocktail and enjoying the mouthful.
I'm so with you. We have to come back and do one purely on food, and you're doing it. Thank you very much. Okay, so we're going to do our affirmation cards.
Okay.
So if you could please shuffle.
Okay, shuffle.
So these cards, because I have to explain to her, is that we pick a card for tomorrow and to help people have a shift, and they actually give you an affirmation out of your own mind. So if you pick a card, I'll take you through. I'll shuffle.
A good shuffle.
Shuffle.
Okay.
And because what it is, when you find that meaning, you own it more and it helps you. So what does it say?
I am wise because.
Oh, very good.
Yeah, I like that.
So you have to now find a reason for you.
Yeah.
And you don't have to share it with it. But like for me, I can go, I am wise because I'm actually beginning to feel my own power and understand my potential, and I think I've got the wisdom now to recognise it. So just me finding it in my mind then actually creates the neural pathway to create the change, because often we actually don't recognise our power. So what I find with these is helping is for people to go, oh my goodness, I didn't realise that about myself. It just prompts that consciousness we were talking about.
I like it.
So you have to find, everybody has to find, I am wise, because we are all wise. You have to find that wisdom within. So I love that. So you can think about yours afterwards.
Yeah,
no, I
like it. But I think it's probably finding that control and being in control. And for me, it's probably finding the three most important things that I love and makes me tick. I think I'm a much wiser, considered person because of it.
Yeah, beautiful.
Yeah, there you go.
I love it. Thank you so much.
My
and that's
pleasure.
our last one is, of course, is good night and love and sparkle from us all here and the Hotel Centennial as well.
Good night.
And so excited. We're going to be doing our podcast now, so you can listen. I'll put that up later tonight. We'll hear the full story about